I'm super honored to be here. I love getting to do this and share not just from my heart and my head and my perspective, but really I want to walk you through tonight what drew me into this company, number one, after I was retired. Now, I know I probably got a little bit of a gray beard right now. When I shave it, I look much younger, but I'm only 47. But all I've done in my career is network marketing, direct sales. I was at college as a junior at Murray State University. I saw an infomercial on TV about network marketing. I didn't know it was network marketing at the time, but I was hooked. I thought I could help other people, help myself at the same time. And here I am, 27 years later. I've never had an income, a career outside of network marketing. I started out in the field working, ended up broke back in my parents' basement because I thought I knew how to build this business. And what I learned very quick is that if I would just watch what other successful people did, I could ultimately be successful. It's the whole modeling concept. And I was able to turn that into just a multi-million dollar a year business for my wife and I. I met my wife in network marketing. Her parents were distributors years ago, became very successful, and we've raised our kids in this business. And about 4 years ago, after a really big run, we had created, and led a team for over a decade, and we created over $5 billion in sales. And I retired. It was great. I had young kids at the time. We spent more time with them. I played a lot of pickleball here in Florida where we live. And then I started noticing, as I think I went from 43 to 44 to 45, my body started aching a little more than it normally did. I would wake up and like, what's wrong with me? And I realized all I did was wake up. And I started having these aches and pains. And I was started looking for a product, number one, for me. My wife, she had an autoimmune disease, and we started looking for a product for her. And then we thought, you know what, we've always had our kids. I'm under the impression that, we're gonna fill our kids full of healthy stuff, and it'll either, help them or not. But we've done that all our life, and we thought, we really need to get together healthy as a family. So I started researching, and everything kept pointing back to glutathione was the word that I kept hearing everywhere. I'm going to talk about that tonight. I'm going to share a short presentation with you. But what was interesting to me is that I remembered, it triggered something in my memory. I said, wait, my friend Mauricio, who had purchased Immunotec in 2017, I knew there was something about glutathione in what he did. I didn't know exactly what it was, but the short story is simply this. I called him up, and we had touched base over the last 10 years, many, many, many times, and shared different ideas, but never worked together. And he didn't know that I had stepped away from my previous position. I didn't know that almost his entire business was focused in the Spanish-speaking market. So we said, you know what? This is a thing that we can't ignore for such a time as this. And we partnered up and said, hey, let's go scale this. Let's take this 30-year-old established company, modernize it with a simple system, and then put it to a place that we can scale it in the US, Canada, Europe, Asia, and beyond. It's doing amazing in Latin American countries and in Mexico, Central America, South America, Spain, Portugal. So we did that. And as we did that, we said, okay, let's create a system that every single person, I don't care whether you're 25, 35, 45, 55, wherever you fall on the age bracket, can use it. It can be repeated, and it's a simple way you can build the business online or offline. So that's what I'd like to walk you through tonight. I am no expert on Zoom, but I'm going to attempt to share my screen. So I'm going to share something with you and walk you through a very short presentation. And it really just starts with this question. We call Immunocal the body shot. Now, why do we do that? One, it's a little edgy and we like edgy. But two, it's your full body shot that does, what glutathione does for your body. It's a full body product. It's not just for, your eyes or losing weight or whatever. It's for your entire body. And I always ask everybody, have you ever tried the body shot? You can walk down your road wherever you live. I live in Bradenton, Florida, right before you go over the causeway to Anna Maria Island. I could walk up and down streets and I could ask people this question. And from a business perspective, I want you to think about this. Probably 10 out of 10 people at this point in the United States, when you ask them this question, they're going to say, no. What is that? Right? And that's called an opening. And then you just walk them through this presentation, send them to the website that you guys are working with Josh, Chris, and the team. And then obviously we've got websites that explain more details about the company specifically. But it's a great simple question. And then we just walk them to the next slide and we just say, well, it's really easy. You just mix it up. I'm actually going to do it for you here tonight. I pre-made some water. It's still cold. And what I want to show you is you get this cup when you buy the product. Now there's two lines on here and I filled it up to the second line just so you can see it real good. But if you're going to do this, you just need to put cold water in this first line. I put it up to the second line just for demonstration purposes, but you don't need a lot of liquid. If you fill it up too much and you shake it up, because that's the natural tendency, it gets real foamy and it doesn't taste as good, candidly. So the less liquid and the colder the liquid, the better. You need to make the perfect mix the first time. Now, you see that you mix it. So I'm going to show you what this looks like. We have a booster. I'm going to talk through what this product is a little bit later, but this is 47 organic reds and greens, fruits and vegetables. And it has basically three purposes. And we put this in first, and you can see I'm just dropping it in. But number one, makes it taste really, really good. My kids love it. I love it. My wife loves it. You can take it before you go to bed like I'm getting ready to, and I sleep like a baby. But it also gives you, your reds and greens for the day. So like if you're just eating protein or eating something else, you're getting a great little supplement. But this is also an NRF2 activator. Now I'm going to go into the science. That's not what I do, but I want to let you know there's a real important purpose with the boosters that we have, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. Now, we have different versions of Immunocal, the body shot. I'm going to be mixing up the sport because I had a great workout today. And when I take the sport version at night, I sleep like a baby. I wake up very refreshed, and you just pour it right in there. Now, you can see, I don't know if you saw that, but it's a little, I call it finicky. I don't know if that translates to different languages, but it's a little finicky. It kind of powdered up. You can kind of see it. It sits on top of the booster. And it's very delicate. Maybe that's a better word than finicky. I think I need to write that down. Somebody write down delicate and send that to my WhatsApp. It's a very delicate product. And that's why the step number 2 here is shake. You do not want to put a coffee blender in here or blend this up. You see, what's unique about this is that this is not glutathione. Let me tell you that first. I'm going to explain what this is in a second, but there is no glutathione in this product. This has bonded cysteine, which this company invested over $25 million over the last 30 years to keep this proprietary, and nobody in the world has been able to knock it off because it's so complex on the manufacturing side, which we own, by the way, that when the bonds are together with the cysteine, if you mix it, it starts to break the bonds. And the only reason that you want the bonds together is that when you consume it, it's going to make it through your digestive system, through your gut, and it's going to get into your cells. If it wasn't bonded, it typically gets used up in your gut. So that's why the bonded is so important and why shaking it, and I like to kind of swirl it around just a couple times to get it mixed. And then, I just go to town, shake it up. I got some residue coming off all over my computer. But you just shake it 15, 30 seconds. Now, you probably hear a little noise in there. I just put a little bitty ice cube in there because that's a preference. You're going to find you may like to take it directly with cold water. You may like to take it with the booster. You may like to take it with orange juice. You'll find your preference. I like to take it with water straight with the booster, and I like to put just a little ice cube in there because I just like it. I don't know. It makes it a little colder. But you can see that's all it takes. And then the good news is I think you can see through the light. You'll see it. It's not even the full cup. It's up to about here because I had a little extra liquid. Normally, it would only be up to here. But I'm going to show you what it looks like when it's mixed so you can see how it's supposed to look. And if you do it wrong, it's okay. You can still take it. It's still beneficial. But it's just supposed to look like this. Looks like a shot, right? So when you take it, it's amazing. I don't know what to tell you, but it's like dessert. Obviously, there's no sugar in here. Anybody that's lactose tolerant or anything, there's no problems whatsoever. And what's cool about it is that the sport version actually has a nitric oxide booster, and that's great for heart health, circulation. I'm not gonna let that go to waste, guys. Mm. Now that I got that, now kind of cool. So you see the excess here. If I wasn't in my office, what I would do is now, once I've taken it, I would put some more water in there, swirl it around to make sure I get all the goodies out of the bottom. So definitely don't want to put that to waste. But that's how you mix it. You mix it, you shake it, you shoot it, and it's really simple. You do that once a day. It's pretty remarkable. And what this product is, it's the world's only glutathione precursor that's clinically proven to boost your natural glutathione. As I said earlier, there is no glutathione in this product. There's all kinds of glutathione products out there. I'm not going to talk bad about them, right? Liposomal, IVs, injections. Some people say you put a patch on and it does it. There is absolutely no clinical data on humans that any of those things actually boost your own glutathione. It's just a supplement. If you take it, the half-life of glutathione is an hour or two. It's very quick, even the IVs, and they're out of your system. What this does, it is a glutathione precursor. So it is proven time and time again to boost your natural glutathione. Now, what is glutathione? That's the question that most people usually ask. It's quite simply this. You can type this into ChatGPT. When I typed into ChatGPT, what is the single most important substance in your body for health? If you had to pick one, what would it be? I was expecting they'd say like blood or water. It came back, if you have to pick one, it'd be glutathione because of everything that it controls and balances and touches in your system. We call it the best idea in health because the I stands for your immune system. It balances your immune system. Even people that are very sick, that don't want their immune system increased, they can take this product because it doesn't increase your immune system. It balances your immune system. Detoxification. When you boost your natural glutathione, it's your best detoxifier in your whole body. Heavy metals, detoxifier. Parasites, you don't detox them, but your immune system removes them from your body naturally. You think about energy. People ask all the time, Mike, where do you get your energy? This. I mean, I'm 47. I'm telling you, I feel like I just got out of high school. I mean, I have the energy of an 18-year-old, and it's constant because it's not just from coffee. It's at the cellular level where glutathione works because glutathione is in every cell of your entire body, and there's 30 trillion of them. So I want you to think about that. Antioxidant, it's the number one antioxidant, the master antioxidant in the body. And again, none of this is things that I'm selling you on. You can validate every single thing that I'm saying by independent information. We're just sharing you what is glutathione. And what's interesting is that anytime you go on Instagram or Facebook, you're starting to see this is becoming health in general, like this mega trend from Dr. Mark Hyman to Dr. Gundry to Gary Brecka. Everybody seems to be talking about glutathione. Now, what are they talking about? They're talking about it in your body, but they're also talking about supplementing it. And the problem is all those other supplements, they're not natural, they're artificial. Majority of all of them are genetically modified. That's just the way it is. And it's still getting the attention that it's getting. And we are the world's leader in glutathione research. And we don't even sell glutathione, but we do have the world's only product that is clinically proven on humans to raise your natural glutathione. And here's what's interesting. Dr. Gustavo, Dr. Patricia, they actually invented this product. And through their research over 40 years ago, when they started researching that this concept that they wanted to balance the immune system and they started researching glutathione, they found a link between all major diseases and low glutathione levels. Now, what does that mean? Well, if you look here, low glutathione levels, it's a common denominator When you test people's blood that have mental health problems, inflammation, autism, Alzheimer's, aging, obesity, cancer, stroke, Hashimoto, high blood pressure, heart disease, traumatic brain injury, Parkinson's, I can go on and on and on, hundreds more. It's the common denominator is low glutathione levels. Now, I didn't know why this mattered to me when I first started looking at this company, when I first started looking at this product. And I remember asking Mauricio, I go, why do I care about this? So I really wanted this information in here for you to answer that question as well. Like, why should you care? Well, here's the reality that we all have to deal with as we age. Your glutathione levels are dropping, period. Now, why? Well, it's our environment. I mean, 500,000 toxins entering your body every day from the food that you eat, the air that you breathe, just aging, autoimmune disease, pollution, poor nutrition, medicine. Like, you can go on and on and on. And glutathione is in every cell of your body, and all these toxins are coming into your body. And glutathione is like this 24/7 maintenance crew that is getting the bad stuff out, but your levels of that are dropping. So, I mean, just imagine if every day you're firing some of the workers and they're never going to come back to work and you're not replacing them. That's why you age. That's why you get sick. That's why you have chronic diseases. But here's the good news. If you look at this chart, this blew my mind. You see, this is a fact. Glutathione levels, your glutathione levels, they drop in half, maybe even more by the time you're 40, and they continue to drop as you age, which is one of the reasons you age either gracefully or not so gracefully. And if you look at this line represents glutathione levels over time. And this is without Immunocal. So this is age. So when you're 20 years old, with or without Immunocal, your levels are okay. They're not dropping a lot. But as you get to 30, you see the dotted line. Without Immunocal, your levels are starting to slide. When you hit 40, there's this drop off. And it just doesn't stop all the way until you're old and you're gone. With Immunocal, the solid line, you can see it's just this consistency. It doesn't have this drop. It just consistently keeps your natural levels up. So let me ask you a question. You don't have to be a doctor for this, but we have thousands and thousands of doctors who use this in their practices and in their clinics. If you can raise something natural in your body, is that better than supplementing something that's artificial? Like it's a no-brainer, right? So you can take a liposomal glutathione pill or an injection or whatever you want, and there's nothing necessarily wrong with that, but it's not raising your natural levels and keeping them consistent like Immunocal is. This keeps your natural glutathione levels high. And what's encouraging about that is, if I can get this to, there we go. What's encouraging about that is when you stop that drop of the levels, what happens when your glutathione levels go up? You have more natural, steady energy. You've got a stronger, more resilient immune system, better sleep. I'm going to sleep like a baby because I took that tonight. I love taking the sport along with the greens at night. But chronic diseases do not thrive with people that have high natural glutathione levels. Now, you may say, well, Mike, what if I took like a whole bottle of liposomal glutathione? That's not natural glutathione levels, right? It's night and day. It's like you're not comparing apples to oranges. You're comparing apples to ping pong balls, right? They're not even the same category. So when you think about Immunocal increasing clinically your natural glutathione by at least 35% in 90 days, and even kids can take it to keep their levels high, even though their levels are pretty good, as they get up to in their 20s. But some kids that suffer from diseases or asthma or autism, you'll see their levels that are naturally low for some reason. We need to boost those. And we're seeing right now in independent studies, so far, 100% of kids that have autism that have taken this product in the studies that we've done, they're getting benefits from it. And the parents are documenting the benefits they're getting from it. So it's a very cool thing to see from professional athletes to moms to dads to people that are healthy to people that have chronic diseases, getting results on this product. And it's super fulfilling as you see what it does. Now, we've got 3 versions to grow your glutathione. Now you can see here, I don't know if it's covered up for you, the screen's covered up for me, but it's Informed Sport. So Olympic athletes take this. Professional athletes take this. It's banned substance approved. It's in the physician's desk reference. That's the book in America that when you become a doctor that you receive. It's like the doctor Bible, right? It's also in the Canadian version of that. It's a different name. But we're also registered with Health Canada. We have approved health claims in Health Canada. This product is stamped with clean label certified on it. There's no fillers, there's no sugar, there's no junk, there's no antibiotics. If you want clean, this has 1 ingredient. 1. And there's been $25 million put into technology and research on how to patent the technology, how it's put together to get through your gut into your cells to activate your body's natural glutathione. So that's the original. So my kids take that. My kids take this every single day. Now, adults can take it, moms can take it, old people, young people, kids. I just found that my kids love this because they get their fruits and greens. And then they like this because they can mix it with this, or they can mix it with orange juice. It tastes fantastic. They don't even hardly taste it when they mixed it with orange juice. And this is like a fruit smoothie. That is the original. The platinum has the base formula of the original with added minerals and milk peptides and a little bit of creatine, which is fantastic for anti-aging. Ladies, I want to talk to you about this. Many times women are deficient in minerals. This has added minerals along with the benefits of Immunocal. You're going to absolutely love it. My wife loves this combination because she gets the fruits and greens. It makes it taste amazing. That's her daily body shot. And then you saw what I was taking. I've got another pack over here, but I took the Sport and I didn't take the Orange Energy Booster. I took the greens, but I love taking the Orange Energy Booster because it's all natural. And this is like going to Starbucks and getting a big Trenta drink. I mean, it is amazing, but it's natural. So like, even kids that are drinking sodas, they can replace this and get a natural energy. I mix it with the Sport. This is what 150 professional and Olympic athletes take. And by the way, we don't pay any of them. They're unpaid. And we're allowed to say they're unpaid. They're not paid endorsements. They take it because they want the best for recovery and performance. And this is it. So you think, who are those athletes? Well, the Washington women's MLS soccer team. There's people on Inter Miami that take this. There's Club America, the soccer team that takes this. There's so many Olympians that are Olympians today, not from like 1980. There's nothing wrong with that. But Olympians today are using this product because of the benefit that they're getting. And I think when you hear all that, it sounds great, but you're like, prove it, right? And I just show people this because this isn't my word. There's nothing on here that I've shared with you that's my opinion. It's clinically studied. It's rigorously tested. It's 100% patented. 79 global patents, 26 gold standard studies, clinical research publications have published 92 studies. It's been studied for over 45 years in 18 countries, 275 medical researchers. Like, this is the most research direct selling product in the market. So if you want stability as a company, science from a product, and then when I think about the business side, the sexiness is from the proof. So you can read at the bottom. This is based on a survey of like 512 consumers after 8 to 13 weeks of use. I was talking to some young ladies today and I told them I thought it was like, 7 to 8 weeks. It's 8 to 13 weeks of use. And look at the number that I want you to hone in on. 94% of customers said they'd recommend this to a friend after taking it for 8 to 13 weeks. That's a true number from our people that are using the product. These numbers below, you can read some of these. 83% notice better recovery if they're working out or had some aches and pains. Better focus, 86%. 63% lower their cholesterol when they had their numbers checked. Like, felt like they had more energy, 92%. Better autoimmune health. I think about, like, my wife, I mentioned, has an autoimmune disease. She manages it with diet and the platinum. I mean, you get your glutathione levels up, amazing things start happening in your body. So you can subscribe and save as a customer. We give you 25% off when you become a subscription customer. You get access to all of our products in our category. So we're open in 18 markets. We have amazing products. You see one here, the lady's holding, called Sunray. This is probably the best, easiest product I've ever shared in my career. I call it the Happy Pill. It's a little bitty box. You can see it's about the size of your hand. It's only like $20 for a full month's supply. And that we're marketing dollars, we are so competitive priced. I've never seen it. But there's only 4 individual packet capsules. You only take 1 per week, and it gives you the full amount of natural vitamin D that you need on a weekly basis. Now, I can tell you, when you take this about 2, 3, 4 hours max, you feel like you're on top of the world because it just gives you that boost. That vitamin D, so many people are missing. You want to prospect and know our products work quick, have them try one of these and call you 4 hours later. Very inexpensive, 1 time a week. We call it take your Sunray on Sunday, and you'll be amazed at what can happen. And it's just a great product that people put on auto ship. Last month, we did a survey of all of our Sunray customers. Get this, 50%, that's half, by the way, the people who bought this added a full month's supply of our Blue Immunocal after the first month of trying this because they love this product so much they wanted to find out what this whole raising the glutathione levels are. From a business perspective, you can't beat that. We have fantastic other products. You want a great product to help you sleep and just feel fantastic, serenity. We've got a great product called Immunoderm. I love this, a great lotion, face, body, skin. It actually has, it's a lotion version of Immunocal that has the glutathione externally. And then we have amazing boosters that actually allow you to have more energy and get your fruits and vegetables along with many other products. But you get 25% off. We have a way that you can get free shipping. Everybody loves free shipping. Most people don't even want to buy if they don't get free shipping. We have packs for free shipping, and you get to earn free products just as a customer. But what we find is that a lot of times people see this and they're like, I have a friend. I have a friend that I want to tell this about. And we just wanted to create a very simple business model to where we could take this extraordinary concept of raising your glutathione all over your country, all over your county, all over your city, and technically we're going all over the world and raising people's glutathione levels naturally to where they're avoiding a lot of the bad things that happen to people who don't raise their glutathione. And the business is easy, it's fun, it's mobile, it's social. This is Dr. Ruben Restrepo. He's out of San Antonio. I mean, easiest thing he's ever had to really share with his clientele. He was on a cruise with us and we talked and he said it's just the product that changes everything for people. And he's one of thousands of medical professionals that use this product with their clinics and their practices. Zamara, Denise, they're successful businesswomen and moms. And they'll just tell you, if you have a phone and you can share a couple of videos or share a Facebook group or share this presentation with someone, you can be wildly successful because we don't have something that's complicated on the front end. We really have something that everybody's levels are dropping, right? Low glutathione levels, we know they're dropping. Now, don't take my opinion. Like, why now? Because everybody's levels are dropping, and that equals sickness and aging, right? I told you by 40, half drop. 50 is even more than half drop. 60, even more. I mean, it's one of those things. It's like, if you could raise it, why wouldn't you? And if half the population is already suffering from a chronic disease, not my numbers, that's the Health and Human Services. In America, it's 73% are suffering from at least one chronic disease. Globally, it's 50%. And we've got the only product, first to market, no competition, no knockoffs, and it's the only natural solution proven to raise glutathione. You get paid to share this with people. We set you up with a business. You can get started. You say, why Immunotec? Why us? Well, a quick bragging session for a minute. It's very rare. Matter of fact, I don't know that it exists that you can find a 30-year track record in 18 countries with no drama, no lawsuits, no terminations, no craziness. You got the number one most studied product in direct sales. You back up with the science. We've got 150 unpaid professional athletes. We take you on free trips all around the world. We're going to be announcing another one December 2nd. And we're going into hypergrowth. We've got a concept that is called 2X by 27. And we're going to double the size of the company by 2027. We're a proven company. We're just better than what's out there. We have an extraordinary compensation plan that you can take advantage of. I've been doing this for 27 years. I can tell you from the upfront money, the customer money, the residual money, all the different bonuses you'll see over here on the right side of the screen, along with the moving up bonuses, it all comes together. I think it'd be hard to find a compensation plan that, number one, pays out consistently 47%. Number two, what you pay for the product, let's call it $100 just for easy math. All of our products across the board, I don't care which ones you pick, we have a 90% commissionable value to what you pay. So we don't play games with the commissionable volume and lower that because we make a higher payout. This is a 30-year-old established, stable company that knows our numbers. We're positive EBITDA. We are extremely successful around the world. We have an office in the Woodlands, office in Mexico City, office in Spain, distribution centers around the world in 18 countries. We know our numbers. We own the manufacturing. We're vertically integrated. So when you have all those pieces, you can pay out a massive amount of money back to you that you want to share it with your neighbors and your friends and your Facebook friends and your Instagram and all of your contacts on social media. And we simply show you, you want to put together an income of about $1,700 a month and get a $5,000 bonus. I'll show you right how to do it right now and we'll be done. Number one, you're going to pick your pro pack. We call, when somebody gets started with us in the business, we call it a pro pack. Because you're now not just a customer, you're a pro with us. You're going to go out and you're going to share this. We're going to teach you a very simple system. I'm going to share it with you right now. It's 3 simple steps. If you can remember these, you can make $5,000 very quickly and then ongoing. The second thing is we're going to teach you how to get free products and then earn cash bonuses. It starts with your pro pack. Your pro pack, we have 2 options for you. We have a $199 option for those that just want to try the products, but if you want to be a pro and get into the business, we highly recommend one of our pro packs here because, like the $549, for instance, it comes with enough product that when you're sharing the samples back for $10 a piece with that energy and with the glutathione precursor, you're going to put over $1,200 in your pocket just for sampling. And then you get some Sunray, you get the backpack, you get everything included, $549. It makes you an instant venture in the compensation plan, and that's what duplicates throughout our system. We have another great deal that if you want more product for a better deal, you can get the $15.99. You got 3,300 in cash tips there when you sell those for $10 a piece. But the second step is get free products. We want you in your first month to go out and get 3 customers or consultants or a combination. It doesn't matter. Right here it says customers. If that was customer, consultant, customer, it doesn't matter. You get 3 people referred that are buying our products. The next month, we're going to send you, in America and Canada, we're going to send you a free box, full month supply, no additional shipping whatsoever, send you a free box of Immunocal directly to your door with your next month order. But then we show you how to become what we call a gold. So you do need 3 pros. That's people who get started in the business with you. And then what is a gold? Between you and those 3, an additional 12 people get started on the same pack that you did. So that's a total of 15 pros in your business. If you do that and become a gold, because that's the gold qualification, in your first 4 months, you can qualify for a $5,000 bonus, which means on top of all the other bonuses and commissions, if you become a gold in your first 4 months, so you join today, you become a gold. So what is today? We're in November. So November, December, January, February. You become gold by February. You trigger that bonus that each month that you continue qualifying at gold, you're going to make an extra $500 on top of all your bonuses and commissions. That's 10 full months of an extra 500. That's $5,000 that you can earn just in that gold bonus. You become a diamond in your first 8 months. So diamond, you think about gold would be February, right? So November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June. So you become a diamond by June, becomes an extra $20,000. So the $5,000 from gold, an additional $15,000 you can qualify for diamond in your first 8 months. It's cash bonuses, and that's on top of the rest of the compensation plan. And by the way, all of that adds points to go on a free trip with us. I can't tell you where it's at, but it's all inclusive and you will love it. So here's what I'd recommend that you do. I recommend you get started with us tonight on the product. At minimum, get on the product. I can tell you from personal experience, I track my blood work because when I started really getting into health and seeing what I wanted to do, I wanted to see if these products really worked. I did all the research. I looked online. I validated everything. I saw all the studies. I actually read them, even though that's not my personality. But then I said, I'm going to put this to the test. And, arguably, I'm not going to tell you all the specifics, but like I had 2 or 3 things that they weren't concerning, but they were high. And they shouldn't be high. They're things that you would normally have to take medication to get back in normal range. And I was able to get off those. And that's a very cool thing for me because I was able to get on these products and get off those and use this as something that in the last 15 months, I can tell you myself, my wife, my daughter, we've not been sick. My son had strep throat for 3 days, and that's all he's had in the last 15 months. What's interesting when you think about balancing your immune system is even today, I've been working around the clock the last few weeks, and I just felt like my body was starting today to get a little stuffy. I went and I took this morning, right when I got up. I don't think any of you would ever consider that I had any kind of stuffiness. It's gone. And it's one of those things that just look at the research. High glutathione levels lead to amazing healthy things. Low glutathione levels natural in your body leads to chronic disease. It's just the way our bodies were designed. We just happen to have 2 amazing doctors that founded this product over 40 years ago, and they implemented it in the company 30 years ago when they started it. That is the solution and the only solution naturally to raise your body's natural glutathione levels. We got an amazing business attached to it. I would encourage you to get started with us. Get back with the person who invited you to this Zoom tonight and tell them, hey, I'm ready to get started. Or maybe you have a couple questions. They'll get your questions answered. So are those doctors still with the company? Dr. Bunos, actually, he passed away a few years ago. Dr. Patricia still is. She lives up in Canada. Chris, back to you, my brother.
Wow, man. Mike, that was insane. You got my phone blowing up. You got the chat blowing up. You have every social thing I have on my phone blowing up. I didn't even know I had Instagram, and I'm getting messages coming in on that. But if you got just a minute, I want to fire some questions off at you.
Let's do it.
And this is the biggest one because, to be honest with you, everybody I know in this space of direct sales, network marketing, especially us that come from MDC, you just said a whole bunch of words we could not ever say. I had training of what to say on stage. So why can you say autism or autoimmune disease or everything you just said? How come you can do that here and nobody else in this industry can?
It's a great question. So you notice we don't make any claims. I don't make any claims. What I'm telling you is what your body's natural glutathione does for you. Right? That's the reality. I'm just telling you information of what does glutathione do in your body. You can go research it. Everything I've said, that's what natural glutathione does. The problem is that there's no other way to raise your natural glutathione but Immunocal. It's the only one that's proven in clinical studies. And this has approximately 100 published studies. So for instance, I could share with you a 1-page document that simplifies a study with you on autism. I could show you the same thing for cancer, for Parkinson's, for traumatic brain injury. You can go to PubMed.gov like Robert says, and those are generic published studies on glutathione. When I'm talking about studies, when I'm saying it tonight, I'm talking about universities, University of Kentucky, McGill University, Nova University, Harvard, many dozens and dozens and dozens of universities. They take this whole product, they study it on something, say autism, and then they publish the results, not with our input. We say study it, they publish the results. Because it's on humans, double-blind, placebo studies, with the gold standard. We are simply documenting what the university has published on our actual product. We're not doing these studies. We don't have some lab doing these studies. They're all independent from universities. So we're simply reading the studies. And when you look at FTC and FDA, and companies get letters all the time, network marketing companies do. And it'll say, and again, I'm paraphrasing, but you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't say this unless you have human, double blind, placebo studies done by independent researchers. And when you have a 30-year-old company who made that their platform, that we are not going to make claims, we're going to invest in studies, it's hard to beat.
Okie doke. Well, I, I'm just excited. I don't have to watch my mouth on stage and I can say words that actually mean something to people or on Zoom calls or whatever, because we had to do some serious compliance stuff in the past. So I'm glad that's out of our lives. You all can thank Mike and
Read the studies. That's what I
yeah,
would
read the
encourage
studies.
people.
Yeah.
Even if it's not your normalcy, we have a booklet that you guys could probably make available in your Billion Dollar Run Facebook group. It's 126 pages that they can read the abstracts from the studies, where it was done. It links to the actual study. And as long as you read what's on the study, don't say stuff that's not true. Read what's on the study. That is fully compliant.
Awesome. And I know you got to go. You're a little short on time, a man in high demand, but I got a couple more questions for you.
Yes.
You mentioned when you was talking, a lot of people talking about what's happening 8 to 13 weeks. What's the actual time frame most people notice any sort of a difference?
About 30 days. Yeah,
So
a
one
month
month you've
supply.
got,
Well, let me change that answer a little bit. If you're just taking Immunical in any of the version, whether you're taking the blue, like some people say, well, which one's better, right? Well, it depends on what you're trying to get, right? This is for everybody. This is the original. This is the OG. This is the original OG with added minerals. So if you want anti-aging, if you want to really help, boost your glutathione and really help with aging, take this product. If you're a man, well, let's say this. Look up what Viagra is made out of. It's nitric oxide. This is a nitric oxide booster, which helps your heart and your circulation, but it also helps other things for men. And it does amazing things for athletes. So I think when you look at the product, you feel something in about 30 days just naturally. But I can tell you, when you take one of our boosters, if you added this to your first dose, you're feeling this in 15 minutes. You're
yeah,
feeling
that's
sun
what I,
ray.
sorry to cut you off, but that's what I was going to say because I've never just taken one, but I noticed right out of the gates when I started taking it. So I was a little surprised that you said 30 days, but I've always mixed it with a booster. So that would
Yeah.
explain.
Anytime you mix it with a booster, you feel it on the first dose. And I think what you'll find is if you add sunray, you'll consistently feel it. So it's one of those things, like your levels are noticeable. Things are noticeable in your body when you take glutathione, the booster, the Immunical, when you're increasing your natural. But when you add a booster to it, the greens or the reds, you start to feel it in your first dose.
Okay, couple more questions. Is there any medications, pregnant women, breastfeeding women that should be careful with this, or what's the deal there?
You know what? That I'm not a medical doctor by any means. I just repeat things that I've read in research and that I've from the last 15 months when I've been involved with the company. I'd say anybody who has questions, ask their doctors. I will tell you this: what's very interesting, and I'm not going to go into the specifics, but Dr. Jimmy Gutman is the world's leader. And how do you become the world's leader? Well, he's written more books just on the topic of glutathione than all the other authors combined. So, like, this guy's dedicated his life to glutathione research. That's just what he does. He endorses one product in the world, and that's Immunical, because it's the only one that's been backed up to actually prove that it does it. And I just say that to say, when I'll get somebody that calls me, somebody reached out to me the other day and they said, my doctor told me to stop taking this product because of this, and this. And they named what those things were. Now, this isn't every case, I'm sure, but it was something that made me go, I'm not advising that because I don't know those answers. So I just shot it up to Dr. Gutman. He replied very candidly, their doctor is wrong. He doesn't understand how the body works and what glutathione does. And Dr. Gutman, when you come to some of our seminars that he's there, he will walk you through what this product does and some different things in your body. And that's the reason we have thousands of medical professionals that use this in their clinics, their practices, and different things. So always check with your doctor. But we do have a great resource in Dr. Gutman that if it's something very specific, he is an MD and a researcher, and he has no problem giving his opinion and being public about his opinion on what this can do. Because remember, this is not glutathione. This is one ingredient that raises your body's own glutathione. So you're not doing anything, but just increasing the natural substance in your own body.
Awesome. And last question, and then we'll wrap this thing up. One big thing that I've seen in the chats, and might be a little too much information or personal, but tell me about what it does with menopause or men on pause, because I happen to be in my mid 40s, and so is my wife, and a lot of people are saying that in the chats.
Well, for the ladies, I would never dare say I know what that's like or I know too much about it, but I will say that I have talked to many women who have told me that when they take the Immunocal Platinum, their life is much, much better. And I think that you just need to test it. Test it for yourself. Take the Immunocal Platinum, take the greens with it, take the orange with it, get on Sunray, get your vitamin D up. You'll be amazed what just those two or three products will do for you. I think a lot of it has to do with your own body and your glutathione levels low. It's like somebody said to me one time, they said, so many of us forget how normal actually feels. And
Yeah.
that really hit me. And I think that was when I was like 40. And they were like, you're gonna forget how normal actually feels as you age. And I found that that's what I hear from a lot of people, women on this product, men on this product, and they tell me I feel normal again. And like I can tell you from myself, like from working out, this is a personal story. Like I'm 47. Um, and I've always been like a guy who could lift some weights, but I've never been some bodybuilder. I'm not professing that I am. But I work out like 4 days a week, 30 minutes a day. I go to one of those classes. My wife and I go together. It's great. It's like a date time. We do it like 4 days a week, and I don't lift heavy weights at all. I just go through a process. But I used to pull muscles all the time. Like as I aged and a lot of my, body changing and all that. I mean, I'd literally be jumping, doing a jump rope, and all of a sudden my calf, I would feel it come across. Since I've been on this product, I've not had that happen. I've actually got definition in my arms, my shoulders, my triceps, because this product is proven in studies to build your muscle. So when you think about menopause, you think about men going through aging, lower testosterone, all the things that happen to men and women. When you put all these pieces together like a puzzle and you go, if my glutathione levels are up, and that means my immune system is better. So I'm not getting run down as much sick. I'm sleeping better. I'm having better recovery when I do some activity, or even when I work out a little bit, even if I'm not into lifting weights and my muscles are growing, like all those things added up lead to like a much better daily life. And I think that's kind of the impact that people see with those couple things.